All right, friends, we are going to be making some spooky spider webs. We're going to be using curved lines to create form and make our spaces look rounded. After we have everything done, we're going to glue our paper to a gray piece of paper, create a border, and then glue our own spider on there. So the first thing we're going to do is draw the lines, and you will be using a pencil that you will then trace later, but I'm just going to use a Sharpie so you can see in the video. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a dot in the middle of my paper so that I know that all lines have to eventually go through that dot. We're going to start, and we're just going to come on the left hand upper corner, and we're going to do another little dot. You're then going to come down to the opposite bottom corner, and you're going to come down out a little bit and do a dot like that. So we don't want it right on the corner. And what we're going to do, it can be slightly wavy, so you're going to draw a line, but you want to go right through that middle point and then come back down to that dot. So it goes from this dot to the middle one down to the bottom one. It's kind of like connecting the dots. Then what we're going to do is another line. So this one is going to come from the top. Right before you get to that corner, you're going to do a dot right there. You're then going to come down here and do a dot from the corner coming in about right there. And then what we're going to do is, again, do a slightly curved line, and as you can tell, it almost looks like a slanted X. All right, so now we're going to do one more. We're going to take the side of the paper and do a dot on this side, right about in the middle, and you're going to do a curved line. You want to try to get through the middle there and come out on the other side. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. Okay, now that we have that done, we're going to do some curves. Each section is going to have curves that go in a different direction. So I'm going to start with the first middle curve, and we don't want to do too many. We want to keep it simple. We're only going to do about 3 to 4. So I'm going to start with this first triangle shape here, and I'm going to do an upwards curve. And I have a good amount of space there. I'm going to do another one, and notice how this line goes from one side of this to the next. I'm now going to do a third one, and if it goes off the page, I can kind of just figure out where else it goes. Now, in this next one, we're going to do downwards curves, and that's going to start at the same point as this one. So I'm going to find where that one ended, and I'm going to start by drawing my line from there and do a downwards. Same thing here. Now, sometimes you'll have a little more space. If you want to go ahead and just draw a fourth one, you can, even though we can't see where that comes out on this side. Now we're going to go here, and it's opposite, so it's kind of like a pattern. This is an upward curve in the next one. We're going to start where that curve ended in the last one. This one kind of goes off and then comes back out. Now this one's a downwards curve. We're going to start. All right, so last was a downwards, now it's a upwards. And then the last one is these are both upwards, so this is a downward one. And we're connecting them right where we left off. So this one, I can maybe do one that comes off like that. There we go. Wow, look at that. We have a nice optical illusion. By doing rounded lines, we're able to make it look like it's moving around. Now what we're going to do is pick one color marker, and you want in every other stripe we're going to color. I'm going to do 2 different ones for each of mine just to make it interesting, but you can use the same marker. So for my upwards curves, I'm going to go through this first one, and I'm going to color in by outlining and then filling it in, that first one. Then I'm going to do the next one, but I'm skipping this one after it. So I'm making stripes, and I'm outlining the area first. The key with marker is to kind of go in long lines to fill up the space. Okay, we have that one done. Now with this one, you're going to do the opposite. So this one is not, the first one is not going to have marker, but the second one is. Then we're going to skip, go on to the next one. And I'm gonna go back, and this one needs to be the first one's filled in. I'm going back to that green, filling it in, skipping. So I'm gonna go through and do the whole thing, and I'm remembering every other one we switch which one has color and doesn't. Friends, that's looking great. I have a nice optical illusion now in my work, and we're gonna next time glue this onto a border and glue our spiders on it.